Um,
Okay. So, hey, so for those that don't know Brandon, here's a little bit about him, his career timeline. So, Brandon went to Herndon High School. Football and baseball player is actually inducted into the Herndon High School Hall of Fame in 2014. A little fun fact: I also went to Herndon High School. So, Brandon and I played for the same baseball coach, Big Dog Al McCulloch. Brandon, I'm sure we could tell some pretty funny stories one off. But
yeah.
you can look at our hairlines and see that Brandon was a few years behind me, so we didn't get to play together. But still pretty cool though to have someone that played in the big leagues for 7+ years go to the same high school. So then he went on to UVA. Actually, was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 2019. He was All ACC in 2007. Also in 2007, he was drafted by the Chicago Cubs in the 5th round. For those that don't know, that is extremely impressive. They typically do 50 rounds. I think they've trimmed it down now, but there's 50 rounds at least when Brandon got drafted, and he was selected in the 5th. So pretty impressive. Was also named the minor league player of the year in 2010. Then went on to play in the big leagues. So he was with Tampa Bay. Had his debut in 2011. And a fun fact about Brandon was his first ever major league at bat. He hit a home run, and that was at Camden Yards, which was for us in Northern Virginia. That was the closest team to where we live. So that's pretty cool to do it in your backyard. Then went on to play for the Indians for a few years. They were the AL Central champions. Played in the World Series in 2016. That was also when they won the American League, obviously, and then ended up going and finishing his career with the White Sox. So just a few things about Brandon's career. And one other thing that we talked about the other day is Brandon's already a member of Raleigh Pride. He didn't even know it, but he played for the Durham Bulls for a little while during some minor league stints. So right down the street from our DC over there in Raleigh. And then just some of his career stats: 7 years, 250 batting average against big league pitching, which is pretty damn impressive. 137 RBIs, 32 home runs, and then this is a little fun fact we were laughing about the other day is he was nicknamed La Piñata because he was known for getting hit by a pitch. And I think, Brandon, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that you have the all-time record, right, for most hit by pitch per at bat. Is that correct?
Per plate appearance, but yeah, pretty much the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, per plate appearance. So pretty cool. But hey, I want to show a quick video. I challenged Danny to put this together. I told her to make it pretty brief just because of time, but she did an outstanding job. So real quick, I want to play this video. It just kind of shows a little bit of Brandon's career.
Kane is in the building.
Geyer going after the first pitch and lifting it deep to center. Jones all the way to the wall. That ball is gone. Brandon Geyer, first pitch. Short left, that's going to be caught. To go to the track and leap. He made the catch. There we go. Line drive into right center field. That ball's down. Taking around third, Ramirez. He will score on an RBI double by Brandon Geyer. It's 6-4.
Man, that last at bat, that last one, we're going to talk about it here. We're going to do some questions once you get done. But that was Game 7 of the World Series. Brandon hit that double. I get fired up every time I watch it. So, hey, I'm going to turn this over to you, Brandon. I'll stop sharing so you can. And then we'll roll from there. It should be all yours.
Awesome. Well, first, I appreciate that intro, man. Gave me goosebumps just watching that. Crazy. What a experience. But yeah, thank you for having me on. Thank you for you guys, essential workers, everything you guys do. I don't think you all are appreciated enough. So thank you for that. And really what I do. So I just retired 5 months ago. And everyone right away was like, okay, why aren't you enjoy retirement? Take some time, be with your family, kids, and just enjoy it. And I said, what I'm doing right now, I enjoy it. I'm not the person, I can't just sit around and do nothing. So really I started company Fully Equipped. and really just work with athletes for the most part and try to equip them with two of the tools that I found most important throughout my career, but also my life. And that's mindset and nutrition. Really throughout my career, especially after I got drafted, I'm facing the best players in the country, best Dominicans, Venezuelans, Cubans, Koreans, Japanese, around the world. And although I'd like to think I was blessed with some good physical abilities, I was going up against guys who I know had way more than me. So I was like, okay, what can I do to get the competitive edge in the right kind of way? And I was like, I read a book called Heads Up Baseball by Ken Ravizza, who later on ended up being my sports psychologist with Tampa Bay for my first 2 years there, and really got all into the mind, the power of the mind. I don't know if you guys are familiar with, David Goggins or Jocko Willink. They former Navy SEALs get all about, okay, the mind's everything. So really got into that because I knew a lot of other players weren't. And also nutrition. I wanted to fuel my body. I want to make my body as efficient as possible. So those two ways I knew was what's going to help me pass these people who might have more physical abilities than I do, and help me pass them and get up there and stay up there, not just be satisfied with getting to the big leagues, get there and stay there and have success. So just a quick story about how my company came about. I was just obsessed with those tools, and I knew how important they were for, like I said, sport and life. So, when I retired, I was like, I know what I want to do. How I was going to go about doing it, working with athletes, I had no idea. It took my first month in the retirement. An old coach in Chicago wanted to do a Zoom with me with his team, just talk about nutrition. And I had never jumped on a Zoom before. So I was like, yeah, okay, let's do it. After that, I was like, wow, light bulb went off. I was like, okay, now I know exactly how I can reach people, not just in the country, but around the world. And then also in person at a baseball facility. So it's been amazing so far. Just been about 3-4 months, but long story short, just utilizing and helping all athletes and really everybody harness the power of the mind and proper nutrition into their life. And that's really what I'm going to share the screen here real quick and kind of go over just a couple of the things that I go over on a daily basis with all these athletes. So let me make this a little bigger here. And I know, I don't want to take too much time. So, and also during any questions you guys have, please, I'm more than willing to answer them here. So when I work with athletes, I always start with, okay, guys, we got to go from the qualities on the left side, the average mindset, to the elite mindset. And trust me, I was very average high school player my first 3 years, hitting 270. I had just about every average mindset quality. Then I read the book I was talking about, Heads Up Baseball. And it changed everything. Realized the mental side of the game, how important it is. And then I was like, wow, this is not just changing baseball. It's changing my life, how I think, my perspective, the way I treat people, everything. So when you look at this, all of them are important. But the couple that I find the most important for just general life is number 2, see confidence as a feeling, know confidence as an action. Now, what does that mean? When it comes down to it, you can't wait till you feel a certain way to act a certain way. A lot of the kids I'm working with, their parents like, he's no confidence, all this. Okay, if you wait to act confident until you feel it, that could take forever. You got to act a certain way if you want to feel that way. You want to work out, you got to get that action going. Put your shoes on, get moving. Yeah, then you'll feel like working out. You want to feel confident, act it, and then you will feel it. Same with anything in life. You got to act a certain way. The actions come before the feelings. So of all of these, that really, I feel like can resonate with just about everybody. Actions before feelings, no matter what it is you're doing. And then a couple others, make an excuse or make it happen. Say something's impossible. Say it's going to be very difficult. All of these qualities are so important. Like I said, translate on and off the field. So really, I'm trying to get everyone to get to that elite mindset where we really not just have an elite mindset, but we have a growth mindset, something you guys have probably heard before. Okay, if you have a fixed mindset, you feel like, okay, what you're born with, it's kind of what you have. You're just kind of stuck with it, make the most of it, but this is what I have. But if you have that growth mindset, you're like, okay, I can train my mind just like other parts of my body, and anything that I want to accomplish, any way I want to grow, I can do it with hard work and dedication. And that's the elite mindset. That's the growth mindset that we all need to have. And as you see, your mindset is how you see the situation, yourself, and the world around you. Your mindset is really just your perspective. So that's really the background of what I really try to do initially with everyone I work with. And then this first sentence up here, I heard a philosopher say it a couple years ago, and it stuck with me. Say, you want to see how tall a building will be, see how deep they dig the foundation. So what I feel like our foundation, how we build a big foundation for us, it's the fundamentals. It's how we eat, move, sleep, and think. It's as simple as that. It might sound like a lot, but really, you eat good, you move good. By move, you try to get movement in every day. Try to get a little workout, maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, just go on a walk as much as you can. You prioritize sleep, maybe the most important. I tell athletes the number one performance enhancer out there, sleep. I work with sleep coaches with the Indians and the Rays, and it just blew my mind how important sleep was, how that's when you recover. That's when the growth hormones are produced. So sleep. But if we can just really prioritize these fundamentals in our life, eat, move, sleep, and think, maybe not everything right away. I'm not telling you to change your whole diet. I mean, all of these could be their own presentation in itself. But maybe for eating, just cut out, the sugar, refined foods as much as possible. After a couple of weeks, see how good you feel. See how much more you're able to process everything, and see how you just feel better in general. Move. A lot of people say, okay, it's the same thing. You feel the same as taking an antidepressant. And what I like to say is, if you don't eat, move, sleep, and think well on a consistent basis, it's almost like you're taking a depressant. You're taking a pill that's going to make you depressed or not feel as good or not perform at the highest level. So would you rather take or feel like you're on an antidepressant in a way by eating, moving, sleeping, thinking, and performing at higher levels than you ever have before, or not do any of those and kind of just feel like you're actually taking a pill that is a depressant? That's how I like to talk about that. That's how important the fundamentals are. So now, getting into goal setting, obviously there's a lot of different ways to set goals. Most important that I found in working with different people, experts in the field, it's all about writing it down. Writing it down is the number one thing. You can set goals, all this stuff, but if you don't write it down, it doesn't mean as much. And study after study has proven that. So I like the why plus what goal setting process, really. So what do you do? Step one, choose your goal. Okay, you guys want to hit all-time sales records this year. Okay, what are they? Don't just say, I want to break records. Specific. What are the numbers behind it? For me, I wanted to hit 300 with 20 home runs, blah, blah, blah. Have a set, specific, challenging goal that is doable. I'm not trying to hit 100 home runs. It's not doable. Why do you want the goal? Maybe it's the personal satisfaction from something you've never achieved before. Find your true motivators. An athlete the other day was telling me, I just want to get this because I want people to look at me and be like, I'm that guy. He's that guy. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, that's fine. And I told him, hey, whatever's your true motivator, whatever's going to get you out of bed, get you going. What is your why? Find your true motivator. What are the benefits? Are you going to feel more energy intrinsically? You're going to feel like you're your best self. You'll be able to take care of your family, support them, be a better husband, be a better wife, mom, dad, whatever it is, and be a better service to your community. What are the benefits? And then step 4, costs. I like to think of this: what tax do you have to pay on a daily basis to achieve this goal? And Usain Bolt has a great quote that I love. Everyone can daydream for free, but goals come with a price. What is the price you'll pay to reach your goals? And so that could be, maybe go to bed earlier, less junk food, prioritize the fundamental each and every day, less social time with family and friends. Whatever it is, you got to pay a tax to achieve the goal. Nothing good is good. You're not going to be able to achieve anything that you set that's super high without paying the price. You got to pay the tax. Then if the benefits outweigh the cost, boom, you're set. You have, with all those answers, everyone I work with, we create a mission statement, a whole paragraph. And I say, you put that where you see it every day. That way, if that motivation isn't there, you're just not feeling good that day, or even if you know actions are before feelings, but you still can't do it, look at that mission statement. I guarantee you that'll get you going once you see that and how important it is to you. So now we have that big goal. Big goal I like to call telescope goal, far away. How do we achieve those? We got to break that up into microscope goals. What can we do on a daily basis to achieve that goal far away? And the keys to success: write it down, like I said, reflect on them consistently, be all in. What's that all about? Winning the day. I like to think of a staircase, and I'll get to it next slide. Staircase is a biggest staircase you've ever seen, 1,000 steps, 100 steps. Your goal, the outcome, is at the very top. The process, each step going up, and each step can really mean each day. Okay, each day you did everything you needed to, you won that day, boom, you got up. It was a bad day, consistent bad days, you're falling back down further away from that goal. So if you can really just break it into a microscope goal and focus on winning that day, before you know it, day after day after day, you have those good days, you will reach that goal. But it's all about sticking to the process. And really, a lot of people talk about it, but especially in baseball, you have a rough stretch. You're hitting the ball hard all the time. They're catching it. Coach like, stick to the process, stick to the process. It's easier said than done, but really at the end of the day, you have to enjoy it, because when we reach our goals, say for personally, I got to the big leagues. I enjoyed it for a week. I got to tell people. Then on to the next goal. I want to have success. I want to hit a certain average. I want to do certain things. So then it got to, let me just enjoy the process. And it's something I wish I did a little bit more. I feel like I was pretty good at it, but as much as you can, try to enjoy the process, because you'll find you've reached the goal. It'll be good for a little bit, but it's only going to last for so long. So really try to enjoy that process. Think of a staircase. How can I get up that staircase? After this week, can I get up 7 to 10 stairs on that staircase, get even closer to my ultimate outcome? Whether it's your sales goals, get promoted to your dream job, become the best version of yourself so you can be of better service to your family, the community, whatever it is, and focus on the small steps, time management, eating and good habits, reaching heights you've never been to before. Really just think about all of those things and stick to the process. I'll probably say it a lot, but it's so important. And one worksheet that I love to give the athletes and everyone I work with, you can really just write this on a piece of paper. Daily checklist for success really helps you stick to the process. And what it is, okay, 5 behaviors or tasks you want to complete each and every day. So for me personally, wake up, have the same routine, cold shower for 5 minutes, ice cold shower just to warm me up, 16 ounces of room temperature water, journal, my gratitude journal, do my breath work, and then do my movement. That gets me ready to attack the day, gets my mind right. So that I know, okay, I did what I need to do. Now I'm ready to get after it. So whatever you guys think is good for you, what is going to get you going for the day? And really at the end of the day, if I can go and look at this and mentally or physically check off everything, I know deep down I won that day. I know that I got closer to that goal at the top of that staircase at the end of the day if I'm able to do that stuff. So one other process that I love for goal setting: start, stop, continue. Now, this can be something that you do maybe every Sunday for the following week or once a month. Okay, what am I doing? What am I not doing right now? What do I need to start doing to get me closer to, okay, the all-time sales record or whatever goal you're after? Whether it's intrinsically, extrinsically, whatever it is, what is that goal you're after? What am I going to start doing this week that's going to start getting me there? What am I going to stop doing? What's taking me downstairs right now in my life? What do I need to stop doing? Now continue doing. What am I already doing great that's already getting me up there? Now write this stuff down once a week, once a month. I mean, you can do every day if you want. Really, whatever it is you choose, it is gold. It is amazing. I've gotten so much benefit personally, baseball, off the field. So highly recommend that as well. And then time management and organization, that stuff kind of help with that. But really, I like to think of it as the more organized your day is, the more self-discipline, energy, focus you'll have to do toward the important things. And really, the greatest equalizer is we're all given 24 hours. I don't care who you are. You have 24 hours in a day. It's if you want that competitive edge, you better make sure you're doing everything you can with those 24 hours. Now, personally, I have 3 kids at home. They're not in school. So I know, yeah, another performance coach out there who has the same goals as me, wants to be the best in the country, whatever. He might not have that. So he has more time than me. So I know I have to be super efficient with my time. So I have my daily routine I have to fix. I wake up earlier than the family just so I can get things done. So for you guys, just know it's the greatest equalizer. We all have 24 hours. It's how you're using those 24 hours that's ultimately going to get you to that goal, or make it hard to get there. AM PM routines. Really, at the end of the day, morning and evening are the times we have the most control over. So good AM routine, I kind of ran you through mine there, is going to help you plan and prepare for success, help you focus, set the tone for the rest of the day, and get you ready to attack that day. Get you ready to make the most of that time that we only have 24 hours of. Good PM routine. This kind of helps with that sleep fundamental. Okay, how am I going to optimize my sleep and know that I'm feeling good the next day so I can get after it? Really, I don't think I mentioned it earlier. When it comes to sleep, think of, would I rather be entertained for another half hour watching the show, playing on my phone, whatever it is a lot of people do, or would I rather feel great the next day? Because trust me, science, there's so much science behind sleep. It's really a game changer. So think of that. That's what a good PM routine will do. Help you reflect on the day, recognize areas of success, and help you wind down. I like to do breath work. I like to sometimes wear blue blocking glasses to not get that blue light. Turn off the all like digital phone. Sometimes I'll watch TV, but how can you wind down, set you up for a good night's sleep, and get you ready to attack the next day? Just a couple more here. The foundation, process over outcome mentality, control what you can control. Now, this doesn't just apply to sports. While it's huge for especially baseball, where there's so much failure, and really, I like to say the guys who get to the big leagues are really the best at failing. I'll say that again. The guys who are in the big leagues, they're not the most talented all the time. They're just the best at failing. So how do you fail good? You control what you can control. You control yourself, your reaction, and your AP, I like to call it, attitude, process and preparation, effort, energy, emotions. Once you get clarity in controlling what you can control, then you got to let go of everything you can't control as quickly as possible, because it means nothing. A lot of us, and I'm guilty at times too, even now, I think about, oh, why this happens. No. So much is out of our control. The opinions of others, amount of time in a day. Like I said, we have 24 hours, outcome of things, events in our life, COVID right now, having to work virtually, all this stuff. So much of it is out of our control. Once we focus more on everything we can control, man, it changes your mindset, changes your perspective, and it helps you shift to that elite mindset that I was talking about. And I always tell a lot of people I work with, E plus R equals O might be the most important equation you ever have to know in your life. Event plus reaction equals outcome. And once you realize that, you control half of the equation. You control the outcome in a way by controlling your response and your reaction to whatever event happens in our life, because we don't control the events in our life for the most part, but we have 100% control over how we react to whatever it is. So just always remember that. I was big response, big outcome. Lastly, last slide here, talk about leadership. And when I think of leadership, I think of 2 managers that I played for that were leaders of men and taught me so much personally. And that's Terry Francona and Joe Madden. And what they had that made them good leaders, they were able to build trust with the team, with the whole team, the organization, and they got results. And really what that comes down to, building trust, it's a byproduct of connecting with others, which they did a tremendous job of. You always knew where you stood with them. Competence in knowing what you're doing. One of the best managers in the game, both of them, they knew exactly what they were doing. and their true character. Deep down, they were just good people, guys you wanted to play for, guys you wanted to leave it on the line for. And then getting results, clarity for those you lead, accountability for those you're around, and expecting and navigating adversity. And when I think of that last one, I think of Terry Francona in our 2016 American League Championship. I don't know if you remember, Trevor Bauer, he had a drone accident with his fingers. He was bleeding everywhere in the American League Championship Series. He had to come out in like the second inning. Terry Francona, I feel like he knew exactly, okay, second inning, this pitcher from the bullpen's coming in. Brought in like 8 or 9 different pitchers from the bullpen. But we all had all the faith in the world. Maybe he made some moves sometimes that we're scratching our head during it, but then we're like, damn, that worked. That actually makes sense. That's all about expecting and navigating adversity. And that's what he did really well. So that's it, really, for all I got today, guys. But yeah, thank you again for having me, and thank you for all that you guys do. Really, really a lot of fun. Thank you.
Man, Brandon, hey, let's give it up for Brandon.
Yeah.
I know everyone's on mute, but hey, that was outstanding. You know, I took a ton of notes, and it's funny as Brandon was kind of talking through some of the stuff, I was reliving, you know, some of the activities that he was talking about. So just a quick recap, you know, we talk about the elite mindset, right? So Brandon, I'm probably gonna lean on you a little bit on some of these when we get done, because that was really good stuff. Talking about the fundamentals, right? Eat, moving, sleeping, thinking. You know, these are things that, as Brandon was talking, we can use these in every day, right? It doesn't have to be sports related. It's all about bringing your best self to work and bringing your best self to your family every day. So I think those things are great. The goals, I'm all about writing goals down. I couldn't agree more with that. You know, we used to say everything is it's a dream until you write it down, right? Then it becomes a reality. So that's great. I love the what is your why. I love having the mission statement. Daily checklist. I think we all kind of do that. It's more of a to-do list, right? But I love the structure of that daily checklist that you talked about. The time management, man, how impactful is that, right? We all have 24 hours in a day. How do you use it? How do you utilize it? How are you different? And then a big one for us, especially in our world, right? Control what you can control. Does that not scream a call out at 5 o'clock in the morning? Or a truck won't start, things like that, right? A display got pulled. Control what you can control. And then I love the E plus R equals O, or E plus R equals O. And then the leadership things that you talked about. So, hey, great stuff, Brandon. I really, really appreciate the time, man. That was really, really good. I got a couple questions. Okay. These are just fun questions that I want to just kind of throw out here, and we can talk about doing an open Q&A too if there's time. So, hey, I got to know, people are probably wondering, some of the team has sent me some of these questions. So, hey, who's the toughest pitcher that you ever faced?
Yeah, so there were a lot of tough ones. Number one for me, he was dirty when I first faced him, was CC Sabathia. And towards the end of his career, he wasn't as good as when he first started. But for whatever reason, when I first got caught up as a rookie, being a right-handed hitter, he was a lefty. They would call me up to face him a good amount. He was throwing like 95 to 98, 30. And so early on in my career, just couldn't hit him. And then even after that, for whatever, it was like a mental block in my head. CC Sabathia. I mean, he feels like a lineman coming at you when you're pitching. Yeah. He's just so big. I think I ended up like 1 for 40 against him. And yeah, so he jumped, he screams at me, probably the toughest.
Okay, awesome. I think I'd have been 0 for 40. So there you go. Hey, favorite stadium that you played at? I know you played all over the place. What was your favorite venue?
I'm gonna have to go with Fenway Park. Close second would be Camden Yards, just because it's close by and a lot of memories there. But Fenway Park, something about the Green Monster, the history there. And as a righty hitter with that Green Monster, just mentally in your head, you're like, man, you don't even have to really hit it that hard to hit it off that or hit it over. And maybe I had a lot more success there than others. So probably Fenway Park for that.
Okay. I know Crossman just jumped through the ceiling. He's a huge Red Sox fan. So I'm sure he appreciated that. Hey, so I probably know the answer to this, but I want to know, what was the biggest moment of your career?
Yeah, so definitely first at bat home run was huge. The World Series, though, I mean, that's something we all dream of. So to get to be I literally at the trade deadline was with the Rays, got traded, went from last place, thrown right into a pennant race in 2016 with the Indians. So getting to play in the playoffs, the World Series, I'm gonna have to say that is.
Well, that kind of leads into my next question. So what was it like playing in the World Series? I mean, that stage, I mean, that hit that you have there in Game 7 off of Aroldis Chapman, who's bringing it like 100 miles an hour. I mean, what is that moment like? What was that experience like?
Man, for me, everything came full circle. I was drafted by the Cubs, who we played in the World Series. I was drafted by them in 2007. Joe Madden was my manager with the Rays. And then I'm playing the Cubs in the World Series, and Joe Madden is the manager of the Cubs. So for me, it was like everything came full circle. But man, just to be part of that team, because we had a lot of injuries going into the postseason. And talk about control what you can control. Hey man, we had to have guys, so many guys stepped up that probably wouldn't have if we didn't have these key guys get injured. And they just got after it and got us, within a run. We almost won the World Series, and no one expected us that year to do that. To be part of that team was just unreal.
That was a lot of fun to watch. I know exactly what you're talking about. That was a lot of fun to watch. Hey, so we talk about the highs, right? You're all the way in the World Series, probably the peak of any athlete, kid. It's a dream come true, right? So people see that part of it, but I always want to know, hey, what's one of the toughest moments of your career that you had to go through, and how did you get through that?
Yeah, so an easy answer for that would be when I was struggling in AA. I was hitting after 200 bats, hitting 190. I was like, man, I think my career is over. I can't hit in AA. So that would be the easy answer. But one thing that always jumps out to me, my rookie year, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of having the yips. Yips means when you throw, you don't know where you're throwing the ball. And so I broke my finger the year before and had to get stitches in my finger. I'm in the outfield. Nothing made me more nervous than warming up with the outfielder in between innings. I'm thinking all the fans watch me. I'm one-hopping the ball to him. I can't, I'm just so nervous to do that. The long throws weren't too bad because I didn't have to think about it much. So to get over that, I had to work with a sports psychologist. I had to really dive even more into the mindset. Okay, work on my self-talk, because really self-talk is everything. It can be your ticket to greatness, or it can take you down. And my self-talk, when I'm throwing, all I'm thinking about is, oh God, everyone's watching me. I can't throw. I'm a major league outfielder. I can't throw a ball 20 feet to somebody. So getting over that and getting through that was some of the most anxiety I've ever had in my life. So that probably jumps out as the number one thing that was tough.
Wow, that's crazy. I know exactly what you're talking about too. That's why I'm laughing. Oh man. Yeah. Hey Barry, did you have a question?
Yeah. First of all, Brandon, man, you did an outstanding job today. And I don't know if you got a chance to read any of the chats from the team, but man, you did amazing, life-changing information that you gave us. I just want to say thank you so much. I'm like Doug. I took a lot of notes. Had district ask me, hey, can we use this for my team? I'm like, absolutely. So, but Brandon, so, I played a little bit of ball, not like you did. And I remember I got hit in the mouth one time in post in summer league. And with a pitch, I was batting on a curveball that didn't break, and 13 stitches later. So they moved me down from the bigger post team to the lower one. But so they said, hey, you'll be able to see slower pitches. You'll be able to get your mind right. Well, the first guy I batted against, he was throwing 90. So it wasn't much lower than what I was used to. First pitch, I got beamed again. I was like, oh my gosh. So, I'm terrified, pitches are coming on the inside corner that are strikes, and I'm in the dugout, diving out of the way. But man, you got hit by so many pitches. And I went back and I Google searched and watched your face. And for those of you who've never faced a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, it is mind-boggling. But Brandon's facing 98, and the difference between 90 and 98 is unbelievable. Okay, dude, I watched your face. You didn't flinch. How did you not move on these balls that were hitting you? I mean, you didn't even. I mean, you got beamed one time, 3 times in one game. How did you? That
was Mark Burley, and he was throwing like 82. So I'll take that any day.
82 is still hard, though. I mean,
yeah.
How did you mentally? I mean, what was it like to get beamed all these times?
Yeah, I think I'm still recovering from some of my bruises from when I was playing. No, but for me, just like what I talked about today, it was a mindset. And I'm not just like, I tell athletes all the time when I'm at presentations, I'm not just saying this stuff because it sounds good. It's all, no, it worked for me and worked for countless people. Those Navy SEALs I talked about earlier, the mind is so powerful. And so it was a mindset for me. I was like, okay. It was a combination of things like lefties love to pitch me in. And when I would stride, I would kind of close my stance off, just a habit, just how I would stride in my swing. And then I just wouldn't move. And it was a mindset. And it was also, okay, they hit me, I'm going to get on base, let the big boys behind me knock me in, so more so than anything, yeah, it hurt, man. I got hit one. I was going to swing and it hit me in the bicep. So I
Oh
went
my goodness.
into it. And against Charlie Morton, that was probably the most painful. But yeah, but one thing I never did was wear protective padding, like the elbow guard. I didn't like that stuff. I thought it was soft. So I stayed away from that. But luckily, all the times I got hit, I never missed a game. I know that's some luck involved and everything, but yeah, more so to answer your question, the serious way is just more so the mindset.
Man, I would have had bubble wrap on and everything if I were you. So it's
we were
amazing.
talking. It's funny. We were talking about that earlier. I said, "Man, I don't think you ever wore any padding either, as much as you got hit."
No.
Wow. Hey, does anyone else have any questions? I know I took up most of them. I know you guys sent me some, but hey, Brandon, we got a little swag bag coming to you. So I know you're seeing us wearing these ugly sweaters. We didn't want to leave you out, so we got you one as well. Okay.
Yes.
So we're gonna send you an ugly sweater,
Awesome.
and then hey, who has a jacket handy?
I've got one right here.
We're also we're gonna send you one of our jackets, our new North Face jackets. So we're gonna send you a little goodie bag, a little thank you for hopping on here. So you and I, we can touch base after. But hey, man, I know I told you about 20 minutes, and we probably took an extra 20 minutes of your time, but just really appreciate you jumping on, man. It was great stuff. It was entertaining. It was insightful. And on behalf of the team, I just want to thank you for jumping on here and making us a part of your day. So thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
No, thank you guys. Thank you for all you guys do as well. Like I said, I don't think you get enough credit, but thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Hey, Brandon, one last question before we let you go. What's your favorite Frito-Lay product? Make sure you name a Frito-Lay product too, not our competition. Don't say Pringles.
Oh, you're gonna catch me here. I'm gonna think that sweatshirt he sent me, the Cheetos, man, that jumps out at me.
Okay. All right. Good.
Is that the sweatshirt you're actually sending?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Or the sweater?
Yeah. This is it, man.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like you knew. Yeah, so I'm gonna say Cheetos.
Hey, man, we went to the same high school.
Hey, Doug, let's throw him in some Cheetos with that when we send it to him.
Okay.
I know my kids will love that too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Good.
Yeah, we'll send you some goodies, man. But really appreciate your time today.
Yeah. Hey, thanks again, Brandon. Yep. See you.
Bye.
All right, Raleigh Pride. What'd y'all think about that?
I tell you what, I've been, Cody's played ball for many years. I helped with the coaching from time he was 5 to senior year. Working practice. I've got hit with balls everywhere, going 40, 50 miles an hour. It hurts like hell.
It does.
Joe, I've seen this guy play on TV. Joe Buck called him a baseball magnet. Man, to your point, he got hit with friggin' 90 miles an hour. It was no big deal.
Yeah.
Man, that's incredible.
It was incredible, man. I mean, I'm telling you guys, I got hit in the mouth and I couldn't get it out of my mind. Like every time, like if one was coming on the inside, I was like, diving out of the way. This dude didn't even flinch, man. I mean, didn't flinch. So.
Yeah, I'll tell you my experiences of playing baseball. One to the face will end your career. I quickly realized that baseball wasn't the sport for me, catching one of those pop flies with the sun in your face.
That is true. That is true.
Hey, I got one for you. I was a catcher at A&T, and I was playing in a game, and I was getting ready to throw down the third. And when I stepped back to make the throw down, the better stepped back too, and I hit the better. So getting hit getting hit by the catcher, how about that?
Oh, all right.
This is a baseball story, but real quick, out of all of that, the stuff you talked about really does work. I know Jawan and I really say this, but when he talked about controlling the controllables, I thought that was huge. That was one of the first things that I remember learning from Frito-Lay was Jawan and I sat down in an office in like 2018, and he told me control the controllables. And I think that goes such a long way with the mindset of it. You know, we always, you know, anybody can complain about plan or